Okay, welcome to today's journey. We are rolling with After Effects 2025 version. We're going to go back into our tutorial. So when I open this up, let's just jump right into the Learn tab here. Okay, so right here you can see Learn, and then we're going to follow this second tutorial. This is great. We're going to do 5 different mini lessons in this animation fundamentals. Um, and the first one is this balloon one that we're going to do. So this is just focusing on our, we'll worry about that later, on just the keystroke animation, keyframe animation here. And this is what we wanted to do. We're just going to bring this balloon up to here at 2 seconds and animate the balloon. So we did a little bit of this in our first introduction into After Effects, but we're going to do a little bit of repetition and make sure that we understand keyframes so that you can do this on your own. So first thing that we want to do, we want to set the balloon off screen at the 0. Right now you notice my timeline is not at 0, so we're going to move my timeline, the playhead here to 0, and then we're going to grab our balloon and we're going to drag it down. I want to drag it straight down. If you notice, it's not locked in to do that. Once again, Shift will lock that in, and I can move it down on the Y. And it looked like I let go of that. I'm going to hold Shift first. I'm going to start moving the balloon, hold Shift, that will lock it down. Deselect the balloon and then let off of Shift in order to make sure it locks down. So at 0, we have the balloon off screen. Now, it's a little hard to see, so we need to actually open up our, and that's what the next thing is. We need to reveal the properties for what we're doing with the balloon in here. Now, when we're talking about moving from a position, that's not an effect, that is a transform. So we're going to open up our transform, and we notice that the position is what is moved from the last thing that we've done. So what we want to do now is we have transform open. We want to add a keyframe so that we can animate the position. So we do that out in front here by clicking on the stopwatch, and that adds and turns on the keys here, and it added one automatically into the location. So it's saying for our very first key at 0, the balloon is off screen, and this is our location, 1300 something, okay? Now, next thing we're going to do, we're going to move our timeline forward. Over time is where we change it. We want to go all the way to 2 seconds. Now, if you notice, we haven't seen this before, but we have this F. So these Fs are fractions of a second, and then here we are at 1 full second, 1 colon 0 0, and so we want to go up to 2. So here I set my timeline at 2, and we are going to move our balloon. All right, the first number is the X, which is right and left, and the second number is Y. Y goes high. And so we want to move the balloon up to 540, which would put it right in the center of my screen at a 1080p movie. So that will get me close. I can just click on it and I can go 540. Okay, so if that's where the number's coming from, it's 1080 pixels from top to bottom, 1080p. Halfway is 540, and so that puts our balloon right in the center. That's it for the animation. When the only thing I did was move it. I moved the timeline, moved the balloon, and it automatically put a key in there. Okay, so now if I scroll back, now if I wanted to manually put a key in here or here and not have the balloon move and have it pause and then move it again, I could do that using my manual button over here. But I don't have to worry about that right now. That's as far as we need to go. Now, the next thing we need to do in here, we're going to play it, make sure it plays fine. I'm going to bring this back. I hit spacebar to play. Everything's looking good. Excellent. And then we are going to render. Do you remember how to render? If you do, go forth and render it now. If you don't, we're going to review real quick, and then you can turn this in. So I go to render it. We're going to add it to our render queue first. So I open up composition and go down here to add to render queue. My hotkey for that would be Control M. Okay, think of M for movie. We're going to make it a movie. All right, now I do that and it opened up my render settings. It does not let me render it right now. It's grayed out. Why? Because we did not set the blue things here. So blue things, we're going to leave best settings. Perfect. We don't have to worry about that. Close that. H264, that's my MP4. And we're going to leave that exactly how it is. We're going to worry about that. What I do need to specify is the location that's going to do this. So click specify. We want to have this render as a H264, which is an MP4 coding. And we're going to give it a location. I'm going to do this for video production class, which would be down here, 2020. All right. And this is an After Effects tutorial, and I'm going to call it balloon keyframe animation. And then I'm going to put my name. Okay. That would be fantastic. I hit save, and I'm just going to replace it over top of the other one. Now, that is ready to go. It is still not rendered. It is not saved. You cannot turn it in like this yet. I have to go over and hit the render button. Now, because this is such a short video, it's only a few seconds long, it doesn't like my location here. I'm going, the directory originally specified is no longer used. So I'm just going to put it in my download folder. That goes to my C drive here, and I should have no problem with that. I'm going to call it, once again, you probably don't have to worry about that, but find a location that you are okay saving it to. I'm going to and try it again. Render. All right, now it's rendering. So no problem there. It's populating. It's going through. It's complete. That is what you can turn in. Now I'm going to go to my Windows Explorer here because we're doing this on Windows. I'm going to go where I saved it, my downloads folder, and here is my render. All right, so add that, submit it, and that is our first one in the journey. Come back on part 2, and we will do the next one, which is animate an object to follow along a path. Thanks for joining me, and we will see you in the next one.